Now, hi everybody, Shabbat Shalom. Today is an interesting day for many reasons. When we light the candles, even though the sun will not have gone down yet, we will have started Shabbat. But the seventh day of Passover will not be over yet. And so some of us observe 7 days of Passover, so somehow after we light the candles tonight, somehow we'll be able to eat chametz again. Haven't figured out how that's going to work yet. We'll talk about that later. Some people observe 8 days. So we're doing a little bit of a mishmash today. So I'm wearing my white and my pomegranates. And that was a joke, sorry. And everything is wearing white still, because for some people it's still a holy day, and it kind of is until the sun goes down. But so that's one thing. And I wanted to talk, before we even started the service, a little about what happens in some communities when Passover is over. I suspect almost everybody has a tradition of pizza or something like that, right? Something like a giant bowl of spaghetti or pizza or a cereal or something wonderful that's a lot of chametz. I presume people have a tradition that has to do with, for lack of a better word, pigging out. But there's this awesome tradition, and I think I've told you something about it before. I have never done this, but I wanted to share it with you before we even begin the service. It is mostly a Sephardic custom with Jews from the Mediterranean background. A small number of North American Ashkenazi Jews now are taking it on, but they think that it started in Morocco. And it's called, does anybody know what I'm talking about? So it's spelled M-I-M-O-U-N-A, Mimuna. And the Moroccan Jews are known for Mimuna. It's an exuberant festival held on the evening and the day after Passover. The origins aren't clear, and I wanted to share some of the theories about it because I think it makes it even more exciting. According to one explanation, the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the death of Maimon ben Yosef, the father of the great Jewish philosopher Maimonides, whose name is Rabbi Moses ben Maimon, which means his father was Maimon and this is Maimuna, was also, he was Rambam, his father was his Yortzeit. His father was a scholar in his own right. He lived in Fez, which was Morocco, and he wrote on Jewish-Islamic relations. He died around the year 1170 of the Common Era. That was a while ago. Others say Mamuna is derived from the Arabic word for wealth and good fortune, which literally means protected by God, Ma'mun. Since Passover is the beginning of a new agricultural year, when the world is judged for produce, it's a time to pray for plentiful crops, symbolic of general prosperity. If you go to the Bnei Zion garden, you will see the beginnings of cute little teensy fruits. It's adorable. Still others connect Mamuna with Emunah, which means belief, claiming it celebrates belief in Israel's redemption. Along the same lines, there's also support, said to be traced to Maimonides' explanation, for the word being an Arabic adaptation of the phrase Ani ma'amin, I believe, the classic expression of faith in the coming of the Messiah. They replace some of the words. The Arabic and the Hebrew are very similar. You realize, if we're talking about Morocco, it was also an Arabic society, and in those days we lived very closely and worked very well together. And many of the customs of the Jews from the Arab countries have Arabic cultural influences. It may have been a greeting exchanged to bolster one another's disappointment that Passover had come and gone without the long-anticipated return to Jerusalem. That line really got to me. At the end of every Seder, we say, next year in Jerusalem. And we are at a time, after 2,000 years, we are at a time when we could go to Jerusalem. We could be in Jerusalem. You have heard me tell the story about how I got to spend Passover in Israel and wasn't in Jerusalem. But we could be in Jerusalem, and in those days, they could not. And they were close, and they couldn't go to Jerusalem. And how sad is it that at the end of the Passover, they still didn't make it there. There's special kinds of foods, and there's clothing, and I almost did this. One of the ways of decorating the tables was with flowers, wheat stalks, because the Omer is a wheat thing, and sometimes, and I really wanted to do this, but I didn't, live fish in bowls. Aren't you glad? Which is supposed to symbolize birth and fertility for the spring, and other things. But I just wanted to share that with you because I'm thinking, what if we came up with our own our own celebration, our own ritual that made it so that we felt or tasted or experienced continuing from the Passover Seder where we already tasted and experienced. But what if we continued and experienced something about freedom and taking that next step? So that brings us to the fact that this is also graduation Shabbat, and we'll talk more about that. But I wanted to have you be as excited as I am about the fact that this is a very special evening. It's not just the beginning of Shabbat, but it's also the end or the almost end for some people of Passover, and the possibilities and the freedom, and that we feel it palpably. So, after having said all that, I guess you've noticed we need to take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Try again. Let it out slowly. You relaxed? Shoulders relaxed? Well, we are going to be doing service 3 this evening, which begins on page, what did you say? 82. And our tradition is that we rise, and I invite Kathy Plant and John Aronstein to come and help us by blessing the candles and the pretend wine. We begin on page 82.
These flames are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights, the Sabbath lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue on pages 167 and 166 with the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Peri Hagafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love and the reminder of a creative work and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. You are welcome to sit down, but please say Shabbat Shalom or Good Shabbos to someone you came in with, someone you didn't come in with. Find a person to say Shabbat Shalom to. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Make sure everybody gets Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos, Tim. Good Shabbos, Adam. Shabbat Shalom to you. We continue on page 83. Going backwards again. At the bottom of the page, we read responsively, "There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own.
On Shabbat, we wish not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed.
On Shabbat, we stand and wonder before the mystery of creation.
I was told this morning that it was Arbor Day. Is that true? Is Arbor Day today? Why is it nowhere near Tu B'Shvat? I don't understand that. I was shocked. But they told me to go hug a tree, so I didn't mind anymore. There are days when we think only of ourselves.
On Shabbat, we open our hearts to the needs of others.
Therefore, we welcome Shabbat.
Day of rest, day of joy, day of peace.
And we welcome the angels that accompany us on Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace.
Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples.
Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh, ve'amlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'meru, amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevarach, le'alam ul'alme almaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemeh dekudisha, brichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'meru, amen. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Oh God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life.
When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we through righteousness behold your presence.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You may be seated unless you are in my Hebrew class and you would like to come up and help me with leading the Ve'ahavta on page 88. See how I did that? Come on, guys. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vetecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim ani. Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem. Sorry, I'm pointing because I left my book up here, so I couldn't do it without seeing. So, would you lead us in the English too, please, gentlemen? You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. Thanks, guys. I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors, nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to be swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, O God, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you, God our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the sea.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ledor b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. La la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim v'al kol ha'olam. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth.
God of life and death, be praised. Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust.
Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth we hallow your name, as it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy.
God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days.
God who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God.
Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever.
Please read with me in the paragraph below the Hebrew. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace.
Ki ata melech
I know there's something in your heart that you need to be having a private moment to be thinking about. Take this moment as a time for silent prayer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. So one of the things we have to do after last week is count the Omer. So if we're pretending, which we're not, we already lit the candles, if we're saying that it's already Shabbat, what day of the Omer are we? Take a vote. So we just finished the 6th day and we're starting the 7th day. We are right. You're both right. Everybody's right. 6th and 7th, because we started last Saturday night, so Friday night again is 7. So I'm going to share a couple of interesting facts with you. The rabbis teach that because the Torah commands that you're supposed to count the days and count the weeks, we're obligated to count both. So we say both. And the rabbis try to tell you, meaning the Talmudic rabbis, they try to tell you that if you forget to say the blessing and count in the evening, and you remember in the daytime, then you're welcome to count in the morning, but you're not supposed to say the blessing. And if you skip more than one day of counting, they tell you, forget it, you're not allowed to say a blessing again for the whole 49 days. I don't say that. I think that if you're counting and you're getting there and you're fulfilling that mitzvah, they think that if you didn't count all 49 days, then it doesn't count for you to be counting. But I'd like to think that as long as you're catching up, then you're still counting and you're still being aware of it. But what I wanted to do, I don't know if anybody has looked at the websites that I have referenced. There's the one that we've been using for many years, which was the Omer counter, Homer Simpson, that is. And it's really an awesome website with all the blessings, and it tells you if you're doing it in the evening, what do you say, and if you're doing it in the morning, what do you say, and it's got a whole history of a lot about the Omer. And the other one is the one from a friend of mine, Hillel Smith, who's an artist who does this really cool kinetic art for each of the days of the Omer. And on his site, he tells us that there's a very, very subtle difference between how people do the counting. So for example, and I'm going to give it to you, so that you would say, today is 7 days that are 1 week and 7 days, 1 week and no days in the Omer. Or other Ashkenazic communities will say today is 7 days that are 1 week and 7 days of the Omer. So one is in the Omer and the other is for the Omer. That's the difference. There are Sephardic Jews who say today is 7 days for the Omer that are 1 week and no days, without saying the Omer part at the second half of the sentence. It's even confusing if you're looking at it, I'm just saying, but it's a subtle difference in what preposition you're using there and where you put the Omer part. But the part that I thought was kind of cool is not only does he say that there are some Ashkenazic communities that say in the Omer, and some Ashkenazic Jews that say for the Omer, and he compares it to the Sephardic Jews who say there are these many days for the Omer at the beginning, but he also has the Italian Jewish custom. The Italian Jewish custom says today for the Omer is 7 days that are 1 week and 7 days. It's kind of cool. So I encourage you to try to go there, take a look at them, because he's got really cool artwork for it and the blessings. But now for you, hopefully you're getting the picture of how many days and weeks there are. So we're going to count them. We're going to say the blessing. And the blessing is almost the same as what we say for the candles, because it's a blessing where we fulfill commandments. So we say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer, hayom shiva yamim. Today is 7 days, shehem, that are shavua achad, 1 week, v'efes yamim ba'omer. It's 1 week and 0 days of the Omer. So, mazel tov, we did another day. We're getting there. We only have 6 more weeks to go. It's good. I hope that you're trying to do something to, the Chabad rabbis have special nuances that for each day of the Omer counting, where you're trying to think of that day in loving kindness ways and tzedakah ways, or all kinds of things. And it's combinations of different things depending on which day and week it is. But I told you last year, I decided that for every day of the Omer, I was adding another squat. So I got up to 49 squats by the end of it. I did. And I could probably still do that if I had to, but not right now here. It's Shabbos. But I hope that there's something that you do. Pick a something. And if you didn't do it this week, start now. Pick a something that you increase every day. There are many things in our lives where we count down to. Like some of the people in this room are counting down to how many days are left in their high school or their college career. And other people are counting up towards when they're, well, we'll just count to the Omer. That's an up. But think about it. The other thing that we do then in our service at this point is our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. And I turn off my microphone again for a moment as I read off the names that we have in our list for healing. Try to get to my microphone. If you have other names you would like us to include in our prayers, I invite you to call out the names.
Cookie Abby, Holly Clegg,
And Yogi. And I'm going to add, there were a number of people in tragic incidents this week, including the tornadoes in Ruston and that horrific tractor explosion that they don't know how long it's going to take for them to determine how many casualties there were. And there were other tragedies that one of the things that living in a society where we can get almost instant information about people anywhere in the world is that we find out about tragedies But we also think about those who are surviving. And so we're praying for those who are also the survivors. On the inside back cover, we read together, "Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim." We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health, and it has become our tradition to include Mishaberach Avotenu V'Imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors. Guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. Give them courage to succeed and strength to persevere. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So I gave you a hint about what we're going to be dealing with today. The fact is that Passover, especially the end of Passover, is a perfect opportunity to just segue into graduation Shabbat. Because we have just felt and tasted and everything what it feels like to be free. And now that we're free, now that we're not slaves anymore, we are out of our houses, we're in a new world, and we're not sure what to expect. And the good news is where we're standing now in 5779, we know that there's going to be hardships along the way, but we're going to make it. But at the time when we left Egypt, 7 days later, as we're sitting in the wilderness and we were getting hungry and thirsty and not sure exactly what to do next, and we're on our own, it was the unknown, and we didn't know what to expect. I think that's a little bit about what graduates are going through. I can tell you it's a lot about what the parents of the graduates are going through, not to know what to expect for them. I think it's a lot more exciting to be the graduate than to be the parent of the graduate. We're so proud, though, of the group of students who are graduating this year. Just 2 years ago, some of these students, so not our college graduates, but our high school graduates, stood here at confirmation. And this group was a particularly unique group. They knew each other, almost all of them knew each other since they were like 3. They really grew up together. They went to camp together. They did everything. And some of them are still doing that. And so I remember, in middle school, this particular group, something happens to children in middle school. A lot of things happen in middle school. It's another kind of a growth time, not a freedom growth time, but an awkward growth time. And they started to get weird to each other. And it was so weird. They look at each other and not figure out why they were being mean to each other, and they were making each other cry, and it was like the most ridiculous thing I had ever seen, or that they had ever seen. They couldn't even figure out why it was happening. And so they had a song that we sang. Every time somebody said something that was mean to each other, they sang the song that said, you remember what your theme song was? The people, not you, you weren't in that group. The group of kids who are graduating. I give you a hint. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I reach out to you and you to me, we all become B'Tselem Elohim. That they had to remind themselves all the time that they were created in God's image. And then they would cry and they'd be happy that they really loved each other forever. So this is a group that I am very, very proud of for so many reasons, So there's the group of the kids who've known each other since they were 3. There's Joshua, who brought himself into this group, and it was as if he was always here. And so I would like to, I'm not going to do the sermon today. I'm just going to say, I want to hear what's going on, what each of you are doing. Let me tell you some of what happens. We have gifts for everyone. Everyone here gets a mezuzah, a Jerusalem stone mezuzah, so that when you go off to college, you have a mezuzah to put on your new home, your temporary home. You could do it with soft tape if you want, but we have the pictures here. You choose which one you want when you come up here to tell us what's going on in your life, and we're going to have each of you come up. So how about we can pick any particular order? How about if we pick Joshua is alphabetically first? Joshua, would you come up and tell us who you are and where you're going? What are your plans?
Hello, I am Joshua Hecker, and for college, I plan to go to UT Dallas to study computer science.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to let you can go back and sit down. I'm going to call up Rachel Holman is next alphabetically.
Hello, so I'm Rachel Holman. I'm going to be graduating from Magnet and going to Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and majoring in either math or science.
Cool. Both. Go for it. Renee, Ray?
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm currently a senior at Magnet High School as well, and I'm planning to go to Centenary this upcoming fall.
What are you studying? Any idea? She's studying college subjects. She's studying college subjects at Centenary College, and we're so happy to hear that. Mary Beth? So when you come up, you're supposed to peek at these things and decide which one you want. Put your little name on it so you decide which one, but you could do that afterwards, but just make sure not to leave without picking the one you want.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth Muslow. I also go to Magnet. I'm going to Tulane University next fall, and I'm going to be studying legal studies in business.
Lauren?
Hi, I'm Lauren Turner. I just experienced my last day of high school at Captain Shreve High today. Graduating May 17th, almost there.
See, she's counting down or counting up.
We're
All the
so
above.
close. I am going to University of Louisiana Lafayette to study digital media and mass communications.
So of the college graduates, of the high school graduates, how many of you so let's do it this way. I'm just letting you know that everybody here has family here. So how many of you have, your parents are here? You have a parent here? And how many have grandparents here? And this is a group of people who have become so important to the B'nai Zion family that it's hard to imagine them not here anymore. So I hope that they realize that they're always supposed to come back and be part of this family. But speaking of coming back, after high school, we've seen Noah around. Noah, would you come? Come on up. Noah's graduating not just college. We saw him last year graduating college. But in this short or long year, depending on if you're counting up or down, he also finished a master's degree. So tell us what's going on. What's your degree?
Well, it's computer science, basically. I'll be starting work in a couple of weeks full-time as a software engineer at a company called Aviation Training Consulting, which makes flight simulators.
Cool. Wow, very nice. Very cool. Well, we are very proud of all of our graduates, and as I said, you're supposed to come and pick out some mezuzot. But at this point in time, we also have a special presentation that I would like to ask Noah's mom to come up and help us with, because she is the president of the sisterhood, and this is a special award that the sisterhood presents.
The Sandra Eileen Goldberg Award was created by the B'nai Zion Sisterhood and Harriet and Melvin Goldberg in 1965 to honor the memory of the Goldberg's daughter. The instructions that have been passed down explain how the recipient of the award should be selected and by whom. In all the years since the award was created, there can hardly have been a stronger cohort of eligible seniors to choose from. Barbara Joseph as head of the religious school, Rachel Robichaux as youth group advisor, and I as sisterhood representative met to decide how to proceed. We talked and talked about the candidates, and praises were heaped on each of these remarkable young people. I was able to condense those remarks down to a single page for I hope you appreciate. I'm freely quoting from Barbara and Rachel here. Lauren Turner has an amazing gift for public speaking and has shown as a member of the youth panel at World Religion Day. Her self-confidence makes her a natural leader. She shared her love and talent for music as a student in the religious school and when she helped Rabbi Jana with services on Sundays. She's able to connect with others, truly never meeting a stranger. Her desire to explore Jewish experiences led her to attend Kutz Camp in New York, Kutz Camp. Thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate that you participated in World Religion Day. I got a lot of positive feedback about that. Mary Beth Muslow is described by her teachers as an excited and curious student and as having an awesome sense of humor. After confirmation, she immediately began to work at the religious school and has been a wonderful role model for the students. She's ready to help whenever and wherever she is needed and reliably takes on a great deal of responsibility. She is talented and patient with children, and I can tell you from experience, also adults such as myself. Thank you, Mary Beth, for your help with art especially. Renee Katz was such an asset to Camp High last summer and has embraced her role of madricha. She's fabulous with children as she shares with them her love of art and music and her commitment to social action. Her volunteerism and maturity are an asset to others. She will be traveling with her family this summer, which she loves to do, but we will miss her at Camp High. Thank you for your service at Camp High in the past, Ray. Rachel Holman makes it evident that she values her Jewish identity. She has attended Henry S. Jacobs Camp and speaks fondly of her experiences there. She attended religious school at B'nai Zion, and at the beginning of this academic year worked in the school on Sunday mornings, where she demonstrated kindness and was helpful to the students, particularly in art. Thank you, Rachel. And last in this reverse alphabetical list, we come to Joshua Hecker, who is everyone on our committee's choice as the graduating senior most deserving of the Goldberg Award. As a student in religious school, Joshua had regular attendance, and his comments and questions showed deep insight. Joshua lives in Longview, and if there was an award for parents, his father David would surely win it, as he has driven Joshua here to B'nai Zion and to all of the many, many youth group activities all over the southern region. Conclave, Summerfest, Mitzvah Corps, Wintergrass, Nifty Convention, it's a long list. David tells us that it was not he, but Joshua who was eager to participate. After confirmation, Joshua, with the help of his dad, continued to come to B'nai Zion as a madrich on Sundays and has embraced responsibility, not only performing regular tasks, but looking to see what needs to be done, even if it is unfamiliar. He has a beautiful gift of loving and being proud of his Judaism, and has a desire and ability to worship and to look at situations from every angle. Joshua, it is with honor and pleasure that I present you with a silver and gold Kiddush cup, with thanks for your diligent and enthusiastic involvement in Shifty and religious school. Your name has been inscribed on this plaque, which remains here at B'nai Zion. Since we've had so many years of the Goldberg Award, yours is the first name on the supplemental new plaque that we had to have made this year. We will remember you fondly and hope to see you, even if not quite as often.
Thank you, everyone. My point was supposed to be not how weird they were in middle school, but how awesome they are and how very much B'Tselem Elohim each one of our graduates is. Each one, even the ones who could not be here today. We have a few additional high school graduates who couldn't be here today, but we are greatly honored for those who are here. And I am going to ask all of the graduating students to please come up. We're turning to page 148. Please open up the ark. And I'm supposed to also let you know that Helene is very sorry she couldn't be here today, and she wishes you all the best in the world. We turn to page 148. Please rise. Yep. Open the ark. And before we say the Aleinu, there's a prayer that I would like to say. There is we used to give you books when you went off to college, and now we're giving you something that we think might make it more practical, the mezuzah. We are the people of the book, but you can get it on the Kindle now, and it doesn't pay for us to give it to you in hardback form. But I want to tell you, there's this little part that I wanted to read for you of the blessings about entering college. I will read it on your behalf as you stand in front of the ark. Wherever I go, whatever I do, let me be a true child of my people Israel, faithful to justice and truth, eager for knowledge and insight, and may the study of Torah be sweet as honey on my lips. And we all say. And I'm also going to add that we're going to say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheanu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Thank you, God, for giving us life, for keeping us alive, and helping us to make this awesome moment. We continue on page 148. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu koreim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. And on the facing page we'll sing V'nemar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo Ushimo echad. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. I'm just proud. Nobody brought their books, and everybody knew all the words. Might as well have everybody. Joshua brought his book. Come here, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Come here, real hug. Might as well have. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Please. That's what we said.
I just wanted to say that even though we have some graduates who aren't here themselves, Andrew and Claire Meyer are both graduating, and Daisy Kallenberg is graduating, and they have family members here, which is such a treat, and so I look forward to. She's a junior. Never mind about Daisy. I don't know how she got on my list.
But
are you
Tobias
guys sure? She might surprise you. That's happened to me.
Tobias is visiting from college.
It's so exciting to see you guys, and we'll look forward to catching up with what your kids are doing during the ONEG.
Mr. President, I think I was supposed to let you go first. I was so excited about all these graduates. They made me very emotional here.
Shabbat Shalom. Of course, Mazel Tov to all the graduates, and we're just so proud of Joshua and Rachel and Renee, Mary Beth, Lauren, and of course Noah as well. So congratulations to all of you, to your families, and we just wish all the best, and we look forward to seeing you in the future and hearing all the wonderful things about you. Thank you to Kathy Plant and John Ehrenstein for leading us in this Shabbat blessings. The last day of Hebrew school will be this Sunday, April 28th, from 12 to 1:30.
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Hebrew, yes. Religious school, no.
Red River Radio will air the program With Good Reason, the Holocaust memory, this coming Sunday, 6 p.m., April 28th. Last day of religious school will be Sunday, May the 5th, and the Jewish Federation film series will continue and show The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, 6 p.m. this coming Wednesday, May 1st at Robinson Film Center.
May I add to that we thank Amy and Mary Beth for sponsoring that movie this week.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. The 36th Annual Holocaust Remembrance Service will be Sunday, May 5th, starting at 3 o'clock at Broadmoor United Methodist Church. A week from Thursday, on May the 9th, will be the annual congregational meeting. There will be a catered dinner, please RSVP, and there will be special presentations, including a slideshow as we begin the celebration of B'nai Zion's 150 years. There will also be information about Shul Club. We will be thanking our outgoing board members, and we will be electing 3 new board members. Please come. The 2019 congregation photo will be taken. Shreveport chapter of Hadassah invites you to a musical program with Songs of Israel led by Rabbi Jana, Cantor Neal, and Bethany at Montclair Park. The regional Hadassah board members will also be updating us on Hadassah news. Alexander Murov will help lead Shabbat services Friday and Saturday on May 24th and 25th as he's called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And please mark your calendars to celebrate Shabbat and Shavuot when confirmation class will lead the worship service on Friday, June 7th, 6 p.m. Donations tonight were made to B'nai Zion for pulpit flowers in loving memory of Lisa Gay Arnold by Mimi and Miriam, in loving memory of Nathan Levy, Joe Murov by Susan Murov, in loving memory of Shirley Murov Gringus by Donna Randy Gringus and family, and in loving memory of Conway Temple Sinclair by Kathy Sinclair and family. Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope you all have some words of wisdom to give the graduates, and you can do that at the Oneg Shabbat. But this morning we had our Yizkor service. If you wanted to or needed to get a Yizkor book, there's some up there. I am going to use that as part of our service this evening. We didn't have copies for everyone, but before we begin the part of the service where we remember those whose yortzites were this past week, I wanted to point out that we lost another 3 people in the military this week. We lost Staff Sergeant Albert J. Miller. He was serving in the Air Force. He was 24 years old. He was from New Hampshire. He died in Qatar. We lost Specialist Ryan Dennis Orrin Riley. He was serving in the Army. He was 22. He was from Kentucky. He died in Iraq. And we lost Specialist Michael T. Osorio. He was from the Army. He was 20 years old. He was from Idaho, and he died in Iraq, which means that we have lost 13 people in the military this year. We have lost an additional 2 police officers. We have now lost 35 officers. This is one of those times where I wish we were counting down and not counting up. We've lost 5 K-9 officers. We've lost additional firefighters this week. We've lost 12 firefighters this year. May their memories be a blessing. May their families be consoled, and may we be forever grateful there are people in this world who run into dangerous situations so that we can be protected and have our freedom. So at this time, I wanted to read something about what it's like to have Yizkor. We, as you noticed this year for Yom Kippur, every year we have a new book, but there were newer readings in this that we hadn't used before. So I'd like to read some of the newer readings. We miss them at celebrations when there's an empty seat at the table. We miss them when the community gathers and there's an empty place beside us. We miss them today and every today, with every year that passes as our life goes on without them. Their faces, their voices, the feel of our arms around them. These are with us forever. For so it is written, love is strong as death. The love that we gave, the love we received, These endure amid the pain of loss. At birth, a miracle. You light the spark in every human soul. Emerging into light, we breathe it in, the neshama, your sacred gift of life. And every day, every breath comes to us as a miracle. The light within us, unique and precious, is with us always while we live. When breath has ceased and life is gone, the neshama returns to you. And the spark that lived inside the ones we loved, unique and precious, beautiful and good, is theirs no more. Their light is ours. Their radiance now burns in us, eternal flame of memory. So we light candles to keep our love alive, to bring their light into the world, a light unique and precious, ours to treasure while we live, a ner tamid, an eternal light that lights our days and gives us strength to journey through the nights. We remember today congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Richard Stewart, Clifford Bear, Joe Batt II, and Peter Haas. And those for whom we're observing yortzites this week include Louis Abramson, Lisa Gay Arnold, M.T. Flaxman. We're celebrating 150 years in 2020, but it's not, our congregation is already over 150 years old, but it's 150 years in buildings, and M.T. Flaxman was one of the architects on this building. We remember Louis Glazer, Flossie L. Golden, Albert Goldstein, Shirley Murov Gringas, Simon Harold, Connie Katzenstein, Isidore Cooperman, Ann Lawrence, Joseph J. Levy, Oscar Levy, Gloria Meyer, Leo Minder, is it Minder or Minder? Minder. Joe Murov, Conway Temple Sinclair, Seymour Van Oss, Natalie H. Weiss. As we remember them, our griefs and our condolences mingle as we rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, which is found on page 154. As we anticipate Yom HaShoah this week, we also remember and stand for those for whom there's no one left to say Kaddish for them. We read together, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. I'm going to ask everyone to sit down for a moment, except if you're a grandparent of someone who's graduating. I'm going to let you help us. I know, where's my, oh no, come on, we need some grandparents. We don't have any pretend challah up here. Can you grab a piece of matzah for us, please? I need the grandparents of the graduates to come here. Your kids have been coming here since they were like 3 to help me say the blessing. Where did she go? Did she have to go all the way to the... Oh, here she is. Here she comes. You're going to help us bless the pretend bread. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you. All right, ready? I know. All right, so you guys hold this. I hold underneath. Everybody, you hold up. Ready? And say, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. All right, grab some. It's too crunchy to be Shabbat still. I can't wait till the challah stops sounding crunchy. Please rise for the closing benediction. See, grandparents are really good at this too. If I called all the parents, it would have been pretty crowded. It is a blessing. It's a blessing as we watch one generation turn into another generation of the people who are going to be our leaders. I know some people here who are names on the board, and they are still with us. They're still inspiring us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us celebrate together. We wish you all success in your future endeavors. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. And may God grant you peace, safe travels, happy journeys, successful learning, and remember that this is always your home. Shabbat shalom. Please join us in our special Anik Shabbat.